1.
Welcome to Offensive, where we're ticked off, all right? Because you guys here, all right, this might not be your job. It might not be your obligation, but you have a responsibility to our 200 viewers, all right? You need to effing step it up, all right? Or else you're going to get your butt torn apart, okay? I'm sick and tired of this effing whatever this is, offensive nature.
Care enough to where this S hurts.
I can't cover Kyle Pitts. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Derek, you gave up 100 million in passing yards to Kyle Pitts this week. What do you have to say for yourself?
All I gotta say is Kirk O'Chains is good for one good game a year, and it's always against the Buccaneers. So way to go, baby. Kirk O'Chains. Yeah, he had one good game last year against them, threw for like 460. I mean, that Buccaneers defense is terrible. I've been saying it all year. This is why I didn't pick them to win to go to the playoffs, and I did pick the Panthers, who are now in first place in the division. So, I'm so smart. Not really. They're probably going to lose next week, but yeah, way to fall apart.
Speaking of which, this is our segment. We're going to pick all the games. Let's go.
Right. Let's go to it. Here's the games of week 15. Okay, so we know the Buccaneers fell apart, lost to the Falcons. We're going to talk about the Bears game later. We're going to skip the Texans game because anyone who picks the Browns is definitely smoking something. So let's go to the Washington and Giants game. Chief, who are you picking in the Washington Giants game?
The Commanders just got smoked, shut out by the Vikings, who got shut out the week before. I don't think they're going to be able to pull in Minnesota. I don't think they're going to be able to bounce back. I like, New York getting their quarterback back. I just think this is Giants easy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Josh Daniels is not good this year. He has very bad metrics. I just don't see Washington winning this game.
Yeah, I'm same with you guys. I say Giants take this one. All right, let's go to Eagles, Oakland. That seems obvious, right? No one would pick Oakland, right?
Except for Brock Bowers lovers out there. Brock Bowers is certain to have about 200 yards and 4 touchdowns this week. Now, that offended him so much. He's scared and got ran away.
That totally did. Yeah, Brock Bowers is going to show Kyle Pitts, no, this is how you really do it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry, I had to run away because I needed to make sure that I was awake. So I hit my head against the wall. So Doug did pick the Oakland Raiders. Okay. I mean, they burned you already.
You saw what Kyle Pitts did last week. Come on with a real wide receiver tight end, okay? Brock Bowers is going to wreck shop.
All right. No one's picking the Jets, though, right? Hype, you're good? No. Not the Jets? Okay, so we're all taking the Jaguars. So we've all got the Texans. We've all got the Giants. We've all got the Jaguars. Hype's got the Raiders. Let's go to a big game here. We've got Baltimore versus the Cincinnati. Joe Burrow made his comments this week. We'll see what happens. Chief, what do you think happens in this game, Baltimore or Cincinnati?
I think the Bengals, their wide receivers actually catch the ball, even though T. Higgins is going to be out with a concussion. I think Yosh is going to be able to step up. Baltimore Ravens, their wide receivers and tight ends love dropping touchdowns on Lamar Jackson. It's not his fault. But I think, the home team is going to prevail here.
Okay, Hype.
Just because they catch.
The Ravens are completely falling apart. I'm praying King Henry gives me a 200-yard game here, but I just don't see them beating the Bengals. The Bengals easily win this game.
Okay, fair enough. I'm picking the Ravens. I think these teams are going to split. Bengals already won this year once. Lamar, he's going to come back around. He has been, in the last 5 weeks, Lamar's the 34th ranked quarterback in the NFL. Yes, 34, more than the number of teams. So there's backups that have come in and done better than Lamar, right? But he's been hurt. His receivers are dropping everything. I feel like they're destined to split. So I'm taking the Ravens here. I may be wrong. Okay, let's move on to a huge game. We got Chargers at Chiefs. Chargers looked pretty rough last week, but they did beat the Chiefs earlier this year. Hype, who do you think wins this game?
Yeah, the Chargers didn't look that great, even though they won. Herbert, people are praising him, but he had a lot of mistakes. But the thing is, this is the Chiefs, man. This is the season where last year's good teams get trashed. And I'm going to love to see Mahomes get run over by the Chargers defense. Chargers going to win.
All right. Chief, what about you?
The Athletic brought up a pretty funny point. Right now, if you look at the rest of the schedule for the Chargers, are at the Chiefs, at the Cowboys, host the Texans, and then at the Broncos. This is the easiest remaining game on their schedule, possibly.
Yeah, they got to win.
Who would have thought that if you're an AFC West team, that Kansas City is your easiest? It's mind-blowing. And
Yeah.
you can say that the Chargers, they don't have either of their tackles. Kansas City, they lost their left tackle. The defense for the Chargers, it's playing good. It's getting pressure and whatnot. Mahomes is not going to be comfortable back there. But, Jones played fantastic for the Chiefs last week, able to get the pressure. He looks like, okay, and I'm going to flip the switch. I think he's going to give Herbert a lot of trouble, and the Kansas City's just going to eke it out in the end. Something they haven't done the rest of the season, but one out of 10 times they're bound to get something.
They're going to lose.
Yeah, I want the Chargers to win this game. I think the Chargers do have a significant chance of losing 3 of their next 4, to be honest, and maybe missing the playoffs, which would be really detrimental if they lost this game and Kansas City won, because Kansas City has a very easy schedule after this. So I'm really cheering for the Chargers, but I just think the football gods want the Chiefs to win, or the Zebras at the very least. So I think the Chiefs are going to pull this one out at home. I'm going Kansas City. Okay, maybe the biggest game of the week, or at least the most anticipated game, one of them anyway. Buffalo at New England. All right, I'm going to go back to you, Chief. Who wins the game, Buffalo or New England?
I talked about Patrick Mahomes not having his left tackle. Drake May is without his left tackle now. So I think Buffalo's going to be able to be I think they're going to be able to get a little bit of pressure. They're going to be able to mitigate the run game for the Pats, which hasn't been great. And again, you see the Pats, the Bears, the Broncos, it's a bunch of soft schedules, haven't really beat anyone. They beat Buffalo earlier. But I think that the way that Allen's been playing, I think he's going to be able to step up and show the young man how to play when the games really matter. So I like the road team here.
All right. Hype, what about you?
Patriots.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
That's my entire analysis.
Okay, that's your in-depth analysis. You're taking Drake May and the Patriots. Okay. Well, I'm kind of in the same boat as Dave. I think the Patriots' schedule has been embarrassingly easy. Yes, they did go and beat the Bills, but the Bills have also lost to the Dolphins and got smoked. So, the Bills have this crazy up and downness about them this year. They were getting smoked by the Ravens until they came back in that game. So, the Bills can lose to anybody, but I don't necessarily know that they're going to lose this game. They need it. They've already lost to the Patriots. Again, another division game. I see a split coming. I think Buffalo controls the ground game. I think their offensive line is good enough to dominate the Patriots' defensive line, which I think is fairly average. And in this game, they take charge, and they win a close one, but they win this game in Foxborough. Okay, Colts at Seahawks. So Dave, this is Dave versus me, because I called the Seahawks to be really good.
Right.
He called the Colts to be really good. The Colts are falling apart. But good news is, Dave, is there is a tall quarterback on the way to save the day. One Mr. Phillip Rivers, all 42 years old or whatever he is.
44.
40,
Grandfather.
44. 40,
Father of 10.
So his oldest child, his daughter, his oldest child is older than the other quarterback on the Colts that he is replacing. So just keep that in mind when you think that this might be a good idea.
He's a very smart man and very wise.
I mean, he did have a decent year. Now, I was going back and I was actually looking at his stats the last time he played the NFL, and he had decent stats. He had 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. They actually won 11 games.
Over 4,000 yards.
Right, over 4,000 yards. But he actually had a quarterback rating of 52 and a QBR of 48.
He's got Jonathan Taylor now.
A lot of those stats were not that great, and
But they didn't have the weapons that he has now.
True, he didn't, and they drafted Jonathan Taylor after that season, so Jonathan Taylor never played together. And this is
also
just
like Joe Flacco Part 2, guys. Not even a problem.
Well, he was also with Frank Reich, so he hasn't worked with Steichen because everyone's like, "Oh, Steichen's bringing him in because he knows the system." Well, he played for Frank Reich, so I'm a little confused by that as well. I know they're somewhat similar, but that just didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Doesn't matter. Philip Rivers is a thinker. He knows
All right,
how to be in the field.
Honestly, dude, I'm a hater of bringing. I'm basically his age and weight, so I'm not going to fat shame him. But I mean, he's also taller than me. But
it's fine.
I mean, I just hate the idea of bringing these old guys back. I'm sorry.
I love it.
You can't call it ageism because we're the same age, okay? So, don't even talk crap about that.
Teams need to do this more. Learn from
Dave,
Joe Flacco.
is Phillip Rivers going to come save the day against the Seahawks?
Someone bring back Brett Favre right now.
All right, go ahead, Dave. Who's gonna win this game?
As of Thursday, the over-under for him was 152 passing yards. I thought that was high. I thought it'd be 125.
Same.
Yeah, the Seahawks walking away.
Yeah. All right. Hype.
I'm picking the Colts. Phillip Rivers is Joe Flacco 2.0.
Okay.
No one expects him to win this game
Nope.
No.
at all.
Nope.
Not one person. Even Philip Rivers doesn't expect to win this game. He might not
Nope.
even play. He
Nope.
might only be practicing this week.
Honestly, if I'm the Colts and I really think that Philip Rivers is the answer for some crazy reason, I definitely don't play him in this game.
Yeah, he
because
probably
you know
won't
what
play.
team gets the most pressures in the NFL? It's not the Texans, guys. It's not the Broncos. It's the Seattle Seahawks. And 2 or 3 times slamming his overweight, out of shape butt to the ground
I changed my
in
mind.
Seattle.
They're probably-
Philip Rivers might re-retire after the game if he starts this game. There is a good chance he doesn't
gonna
play
ride
another
the bench
game.
this week, so they're gonna lose to Seattle, but next week they'll win.
Okay. All right. No, I think this is possibly the worst possible time for Philip Rivers to start his comeback tour, which is in
Philip
Seattle
Rivers doesn't
against
care.
this
He's got 10
defense.
kids that tell him he can do it.
I mean, that's true. And I mean, if he loses a liver or something, he's got lots of options for replacement. So, like, you know,
destroy
but
his spleen.
yeah, I'm definitely going Seattle in this game. And if the Colts
Can he
pull it
take
out,
in any of his kids to play also? Is it like okay, never mind.
yeah, I don't know, but probably. Okay, we're going to talk about the Packer game later. So this is another big game. Lions at Rams. Rams still look unbeatable. They had a hiccup against the Panthers, and then they go and just run shop last week. It's in LA. Do the Lions have a chance? Dave, what do you think?
The home team's going to hold court. Corum is starting to show up now. They wanted to, kind of rest their other running back. Two-headed monster. Yeah, their offense is just humming. It's going to be high scoring. Let's see, the line is 54.5. It dropped 1 point from the other day, but the Rams by 6. So, yeah, I like Los Angeles.
All right, hype.
The Lions have a bunch of injuries on defense again. Kirby Joseph or whatever. It's going to be harder for the Lions defense to cover all these guys. But the Rams have a really hard schedule for the rest of the year. They might even be the best team, but I feel like they're going to lose the number 1 seed. So I'm actually going to pick the Lions to win because I think this is the theme of the season is like crazy stuff's happening, and the Lions are going to win.
All right. So we all know Jared Goff is a pumpkin, and if he gets any pressure, he's screwed. And the Rams have a very good defensive line.
Ron's back, though.
Amon-Ra's back. And here's the thing. Everything tells me the Lions should lose this game, but I just have this weird feeling that Matt Stafford is going to have a Matt Stafford issue where he's going to turn the ball over, and that's how they lost to the Panthers. And yes, it was a very close game, but Matt Stafford had a turnover issue against Seattle as well, and they barely won that game. If you look at the last couple of weeks, Matt Stafford has put a lot of balls out there that have been turnover-worthy plays, and I think the Lions get 1 or 2 and they sneak it out. I think
Aiden Hutchinson causes a turnover.
Yeah, I think the Lions sneak this one out. I don't know. I just got a feeling the Lions win this game, so I'm taking the Lions as well.
And I also, with that high over/under, I don't stand any chance against hype because he has Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams. He's got the Lions. He's got.
That's why Lions are going to win.
You got Derrick Henry. Yeah, I'm going to get toasted this week in the playoffs.
You never know, but probably. We'll see.
The Rams' pass defense isn't very good. The Lions are going to score a lot of points.
Their overall defense is good, though. If the Rams get a ton of pressure, then Goff can't really make anything happen. So, I mean, it could go either way, but I just feel like the Lions are due for a win. But I don't know if it's going to be high scoring. I feel like it might be like 27-28 or something like that, right? Like I feel like it's, under 30, but it could be more. Okay, let's go to the next game. My Panthers against the Saints. Now, the Saints are sneaky. They keep beating teams they shouldn't beat, right? So, do the Saints do it again? It's in the Superdome. Dave, do you think the Panthers pull this one out, or do you think the Saints steal another game from them?
Just when you want to believe in your Panthers. I really want to believe in them. I also like to hear the Saints, they have a hell of a head coach. Kellen Moore is doing amazing things with that team. You thought he didn't have a lot of pieces. He's making them competitive against the Patriots, other teams. Tyler Shuck's been playing fantastic, a lot more than anyone would have thought. That being said, I want to believe in Carolina. I'm going to go with Carolina here.
All right, hype. What do you think?
Yeah, Carolina, they're a really good football team when they decide to be, for whatever reason. They're well coached. I think there's no way the Saints beat them.
I think Carolina is very well coached as well. I like what Kellen Moore is doing in New Orleans. I really do. I'm surprised how Tyler Shuck has been playing. I just think the Saints have an older defense, and this time of the year, like this you could see it from the Commanders, like having older defenses that's just easier to get them. And I feel like the Panthers will run them down a little bit. They weren't able to run the ball at all last time against the Saints. I think that's different this time. I do think the Panthers sneak out a win. I think it's closer, but I think the Panthers take it. All right. Who wants to pick the Titans to beat the 49ers? Anybody? No. Titans 49ers? No. Okay. No takers. I mean, I don't know. Weird stuff has happened, but yeah, I'm not picking them either. All right. We all got the 49ers. Okay, this is an interesting one. After Minnesota showed some life, yes, against the terrible Commanders, but I don't know. Maybe something's cooking in Minnesota. Maybe they figured something out on defense. Do you guys, Dave, do you think Minnesota stands a chance against the Cowboys?
No.
Okay. Nothing else to be said.
I think it's going to be a close game because the Cowboys are going to start to devolve at the end of the season. The Cowboys start making mistakes. Their defense gives up a lot of points. They did a thing in the beginning of the season where their defense was terrible. Then they got better. Now they're going to be even super terrible again. And so I think it's going to be close, but the Cowboys win.
I'm definitely taking the Cowboys here in Dallas. Again, I don't believe in their defense, but as good as Minnesota's defense is, I think their weakness is their cornerbacks and their deep coverage game, and Dak and CD and.
But you know, there's going to be like 2 tip balls that Dak throws that the Vikings are going to intercept.
No, I could definitely see the Cowboys having 2 turnovers and it being kind of close, Doug, like you said. But I just don't think that Minnesota's defense can stop this passing
Van
game.
Ginkel's going to run a tip ball in for a touchdown.
Probably.
I think Pickens is going to be the key for this one. If he gets 80 yards, that means that the offense is going to be humming. That means his head's going to be in it, and that's going to help counteract that defense. But like this defense, it's pretty solid. CD
is so good, like inside the numbers, and Pickens is so good outside the numbers, right? And I think Minnesota can be attacked outside the numbers better than anywhere else. And so I think I agree with you, Dave. Pickens is the key here. If he gets like 85 and a touch, I think that'll be the difference here. So yeah, taking Cowboys. Okay, sneaky good game, guys. Sneaky good Monday game. Dolphins at Steelers. The Dolphins are rolling. They have won 5 of their last 6. Okay, everyone thought my boy Mikey Flavors was going to lose his job. He looks like a genius now. I keep telling you guys he's a good coach. Pittsburgh's falling apart. I mean, yes, they won last week, but I mean, their stats look terrible. Aaron Rodgers' stats are terrible. Their defensive stats are terrible, and they had such an easy schedule, so they started out with a good record, and they've been losing more consistently. Dave, what do you think? Do you think Miami takes it, or the Steelers find a way to win it?
TJ Watt's out of the game. The left tackle and the center for the Dolphins have actually been playing pretty good. Their defense has actually stepped up recently, and I don't think they really have to work too hard to shut down that Pittsburgh offense. So I actually, Pittsburgh, they're favored by 3, but I still think, I'll take Miami straight up.
Okay. Hype.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Dolphins to win this just because of my theme is that like these teams are devolving. The Steelers kind of got up to being like a decent team, and now they're back to just being bad. Like they're talking so much about Aaron Rodgers having this great game, and it's just like very mediocre. They're in the Steelers defense is just easily Pickens. Even somebody as short as Tua can be the Steelers.
Yeah. I agree. My only concern is as soon as you start to believe in the Dolphins, that's when they let you down, right?
That's right?
The Dolphins are, if anything, the worst team to put your hopes in, right? Because they just look so good and so terrible. And now that they're on a roll and people are starting to believe in them is the time that they are.
Yeah, but if they win this game, everyone's going to really believe in them. And that's going to be the
right. And that's what I'm terrified about because I want the Dolphins to win. I'd love to see the Dolphins win this game. But I can't trust them. I just can't. The Dolphins have just been so bad whenever they were good, right?
You need to talk to a Steelers fan.
Yeah, I know.
That's kind of their whole MO. Like they look like crap, and then all of a sudden you get a little flicker, and then it kind of gets your hope up. Like, okay, can they win 2 straight here?
Yeah, but the Dolphins win and lose and like
finish right at 500.
The Dolphins beat the crap out of the Bills and got smoked by the Browns. Like, they don't make any sense. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they make 0 sense. So, like, they've played 3 bad teams 3 weeks in a row, and they have won, but they've barely done it. I really want the Dolphins to win, but I got to take the Steelers in this one. I just have a hard time believing in the Dolphins still, even with my boy Mikey Flavors down there. All right, so let's recap, guys. That was great. So We've all got the Titans. We've all got the Giants. Doug picked the Raiders. We've all got the Jags. I picked the Ravens. Doug picked the Chargers. Me and Dave on the Chiefs. Doug picked the Patriots. Me and Dave on the Bills. Is that correct, Dave? Did you pick the Bills or the Patriots? Yeah, you picked the Bills. Doug picked the Colts. Man,
no, I
I'm
switched
giving
my
you...
mind because
Oh, that's right. Okay, you did go to Seattle. Okay, we all picked Seattle.
Because Rivers ain't playing.
Me and Doug picked the Lions. We picked the under. Dave picked the Rams. We all picked Carolina. We all picked San Francisco. We all picked Dallas. And then I'm the outlier, and I picked Seattle or the Steelers. You guys picked the Dolphins. Okay.
Well, I just want to make one point. When you said that the Dolphins make no sense when they lose to the Browns have the second stingiest rush defense in the league.
True. I mean, that's how they stop
the Steelers have the 5th worst rush defense, and that's how the Dolphins have been winning with that rushing attack.
That's true. Achan's super good. I could definitely see that. I just again,
Ollie Gordon as well. He's a good hammer.
Yep. All I can say about the Dolphins is any stat that I see, I don't trust. So like, I got to go with my gut, and it says the Dolphins are going to let me down, but I hope they win. All right. Great predictions, guys. We're going to do this again next week, and we'll see you guys soon.